welcome to this live or whenever you are seeing this. These messages get to you at the right time as per usual. Timeless is the word a lot of you use for messages like this. And this is about cleansing, for there is a vast collective cleanse going on at this time. And for you in the future who will be seeing this message, it'll be something you personally or the people around you will be going through when you see the message. For there is a higher timeline available to all that you are headed towards, but a cleanse needs to occur in order to prepare you for the timeline jump that is coming for humanity. And this is nothing that will be devastating. It is just a cleaning of your system so you can be a pure conduit of spirit. And part of this message and the fully for the highest good, the energetic transmission from true highest and best infinite source that goes along with this channeled material, this channel message, is to clean your systems of what no longer serves your highest good so you can be a pure conduit of spirit fully for the highest good. And you are all headed that direction. Being pure conduits of spirit on this planet is the direction the collective is headed, and it's the direction the collective needs to go in some ways. For in order for humanity to evolve and become the collective it needs to be a pure conduit of spirit so that your souls can come in more strongly and you can be who your souls are, who you're meant to be. Being soul embodied is the way to go. Many of you think that means leaving your body and being up in the air and up in the energies and being pushed around like a balloon because you're not in your body, but it's quite the opposite, or it can be both. It can be a combination of both. Because you can be fully grounded in here and your soul is fully expressed through you and with you and you are highest connected. There's no limitations to your ability to channel or be connected to your soul, despite what some might tell you. And you can create new possibilities by manifesting them and asking for them from the divine, asking source for them. So for instance, if someone tells you it's impossible to do a thing, for example, be fully grounded and be highest connected and channel, you can say, well, perhaps that is BS, and source, what will it take for me to be fully grounded and to channel? Because you can do these things. Do not let people limit your possibilities and take you for a ride by telling you something's not possible, unless it's the direct message from spirit that it's not time for something, or it wouldn't be for the highest good, in which case there is a reason something is not happening for you that you think should be possible. But those instances will be few and far between because you are meant to be unlimited, infinite, and able to create on the earth through the etheric, through source, which is everything and can make anything happen should it be in the highest good. And many forget that aspect, that should it be in the highest good. For if source is infinitely intelligent and infinitely wise, can it not only work for the highest good? Of course it can. And the only reason something that would happen that's bad per se would be to provide a lesson or a growing for the being incarnate so that they know what they truly want in life when they are asking for something. They might have something bad, for instance, manifest, but just to teach them that that is not their way, that is not the way of their soul, that is not what they truly want or desire. And why are we talking about all of this? Because your creator powers are rising on earth more than ever before. You will be able to manifest more strongly and more easily. And that's part of this timeline jump we speak of, which is part of the cleanse that's occurring for you right now so that you can timeline jump and be your purest selves that you are ready to be for this new timeline where things manifest not always instantaneously, but much more quickly, where some of you will feel like things manifest instantaneously. In truth, in some ways, your soul just knew you would be asking for these things. Your soul would be inspiring you asking for these things in certain instances. So the universe saw it coming and readied the manifestation. But this will not always be the case. Mainly what we are trying to convey to you is that your creator power, your ability to create, is rising. And that is why we also urge you not to limit yourselves in what you're going for and what you're creating in your life, what you're asking for, because what if anything is possible? And what if you can create anything? And if that is the case, why limit what you can create, and why limit how things work for you in your reality, which you can create more of? You are in some ways direct from source. In many ways, in all ways, source is all of it. So if source is all of it and you are source, you are as much reality as anything else. You, in some ways, and we do not wish to give you an ego boost or boost you in the wrong directions regarding this understanding. This is to encourage you to work with your creator abilities more so, and to work from a soul level, if anything. But you have more control, and we hesitate to use that word because we know some of you put that with ego or group that with certain negative connotations. But you have more control over reality once you get to a certain level of purity, of highest alignment, and connection with Source. Then you realize, and you only get there when you're ready for it. We would not hand this to a toddler, as you might say, much like you would not hand a knife to a toddler. Most of you, all of you, that was a joke. If you handed a knife to a toddler, they could do great damage. Much like if you handed control of reality to just any old person, they could do great damage. And that is why we encourage you to cleanse with this message. That is why you will be heading in that direction after this message, most of you, if you will receive the healing that comes with these channeled messages, the transmission. Because you will be gaining more creator power. But as you gain more highest alignment, you are guided through that. As you become more of a pure conduit of spirit, you are guided through that. More so than you are trying to will things to happen from a place of ego, as you might call it. So what can you do to purify? Well, you are doing it. It is the way you are living your life right now. It is the challenges you are going through. It is the things the people around you are telling you, whether they are triggering or whether they are healing. It is all spurring you in that direction. There's a grand design to life that underrides all things. And some of you may think certain things are random or don't make sense. But as you get in tune, and many of you recognize this, you see the grand design beneath all things, the infinite intelligence and infinite wisdom of life itself, of true highest and best infinite source. And you realize there's a grand design playing out in your life. And as you realize there's a grand design playing out in your life, you can begin to trust the divine more. You can begin to loosen your ego grip. And you begin to realize if you have creator power, it's because you're supposed to have it. And Source trusts you with it for a reason. Humanity is being handed the reins in certain ways. Yes, sometimes humanity is railroaded and things need to go a specific way, and the divine intervenes, and spirit is all of it. So of course spirit has a say through each of you, because some of you see yourself separate from spirit. It is not so. Spirit is working through you, some of you from time to time, but for many all the time, even if you do not realize it. Spirit is experiencing life through you, not in a hijacking sort of way, not in any sort of lower or weird sort of way. It's Source expressing itself through you. So you do not need to fear messing it up at the same time as we are telling you about this creator power. Because your soul is grabbing the reins as much as your humanity is being given more leeway, more creator ability. And as you become more soul expressed, more connected with spirit, you're given more power, you could say, in the higher realms. Because you are aligned. This does not just get handed to anyone, but to those who are ready for it. But most of humanity is getting ready for it, more ready for it. And you might look around and think, oh, I'm not sure about that. I don't know about Barbara down the way who screams at children to get off her lawn, or Bob in the meat department at the grocery store who seems to hate women. I don't think he should have any creator power. I'm a little scared of what he'd create. You can trust it will only be handed to the right people. Have you noticed that certain people who are not ready for spirituality will turn away from a conversation regarding spirituality regarding manifestation because they are not ready to hear it. So they will not be necessarily granted the potency that goes along with a connected being who's in tune with those things, who's worked on themselves and worked on themselves spiritually, who's worked to increase their capabilities and gifts and abilities and potency. Just naturally, they will not have those same abilities so much. And yes, they're there, latent, dormant within them, but they have not honed those things in. So they will not have that same creator power as perhaps one of you who has done the work and become more pure, as you might say. And of course, we do not mean a religious version of purity, talking about sin and punishment. And those are all human judgments, we would say. And sometimes it lines up and sometimes it does not with what the divine itself sees as pure. We would say pure as in energetically. Again, highest aligned to source, spirit working through you. A lot of the ego elements that would get in the way or hinder a being from working in a capacity that's for the highest good, cleared away or in check. That is what we mean by pure, is more of spirit, not of religion, not of religious definitions, but of actual source itself and being connected to that. All that to explain, you do not need to fear this creator power that is being handed to humanity. At the same time, we tell this message to you that more creator power is coming to humanity. For the right ones will have it. For as more people awaken, it's handed to more people. And as more people heal, healing gets easier for other people as well. As more people awaken, awakening gets easier for other people as well. We could speak to the theory of the 100th monkey, if you have not heard that story, where after 100 monkeys in a certain tribe learned to wash fruits, monkeys in tribes not even in contact with that tribe would begin washing fruit the world over. It is a similar concept, just with things like healing, connection to spirit, purity. So as you are purifying yourself and your systems for this shift, you are purifying the collective as well. Many of you discount that and just see Bob in the meat department, who is stubbornly opposing his own healing and awakening, and that is okay. It's just not his role this lifetime at this period of time. He won't be part of that. He might be part of that shift. He might be more awakened following the timeline jump. He might have certain revelations and be totally different down the line. But he won't be handed all the creator power that some of you will. The next thing we wish to speak about is about taking flight in your own personal lives. For as you are granted more freedom and highest aligned potency and power and creator power, you're granted the ability to create freedom for yourselves and others and create your life the way you'd like to see it. And as you get more highest aligned, that changes from the ego definitions, you could say, of what is deemed successful, as we've talked about in prior conversations, that most people would tell you, such as a mansion, a lot of attractive people wanting your phone number and wanting to date you, a lot of money. Because you're going to be able to create the life you want to create as this creator power rises within you and within your soul. But your soul will be leading the way, so it might be different than you expect at the same time. So be prepared for your desires, things you want, the things that light you up, to change a little bit and to upshift. There's nothing wrong with this. We're not saying you are all going to be poor, living under a bridge. That is not necessarily your path either. Just that what lights you up might be different than what you think if you were to actually get some of the things you desired. And not all of you. Some of you have honed this in, you know what you want, you're there. But as this creator power rises, you're going to be creating a new life. And that is one of the main messages we wish to leave you with. And freedom is rising on this planet as well. You might not think so. It might not seem like it. You might see plenty of people stuck in situations they don't want to be in, and we will not discount that those things exist. At the same time, that frequency of freedom is meant to rise. You are meant to walk towards it. And part of the creator power rising is the freedom to create. The freedom to create your life. The freedom to not be railroaded all the time if you do not want to be. Because this creator power leads to freedom. And we have done another channel through Brandon that will be posted to YouTube separate from these lives. There are more channels coming your way separate from these lives, for we have more work to do. It's more expanded. We cannot be constrained to only channeling every Sunday, just these messages for this group. So the work will be expanding for us as well, as much as perhaps for some of you, if not more so. We have more lives to touch. So you will be getting more messages on freedom soon anyhow, if you will tune into that in the future. And not all of you will, and we understand. It will be for those of you it is right for at the time it is right for you. But these messages have been about cleaning your systems for the highest good and showing you you have the power to create your life, or you will soon. And purity is what leads to this. So if you are not sure how to create more creator power for you, ask for purity first. And then you will know what to do. And that might seem roundabout. It might seem unexpected as an answer. But it is what we are giving you. Another message. Abundance is on a rise even if you don't see it. And part of this creator energy upshift will be abundance. The ability to create it, to hold it, to see what it is. And that is why we speak so much of abundance in these channels over the past few weeks, just in general. It's because you are ready for it. And you need to be coached to it, some of you. Even if it is not us and we are simply the spark. The first spark that starts the fire for you to move towards it. Because abundance as well will set you free. Will give you rise to creator energy. Because with abundance you can create. We will not limit you and say you need money to create something like a business, but it sure would help some of you. Or if you have an abundance of friends, you can create gatherings. You can create more healing if you are on the same page as healers or as people who want to awaken spiritually. Creator power is on a rise. Abundance is on a rise. And moving towards freedom will be your next steps. And that is the message we wish to leave you with. We hope this has been helpful. We know it has been for many. And we know this will spark something in you at the right time to move towards what's for you. That is all. May you have the best day for you to have, the best week until next week. We will see you in another message, the vast majority of you. Take care for now. All is well. And we sign out now.